Hey Exploration Nation, today I'm filming a house that I think was built in the 1930s. So come join me, won't you? So let's go in and take a look while we can. And I'm starting in the back because of all the traffic noise. I'll show you the rest of it in a minute. This is a little room in the back. I don't think you can get to the rest of the house here. Sounds creeping me out. Alright, now this was apparently added on to at some point, but look at the wall paneling. That is pine. Beautiful pine paneling. And you can see the decay setting in. The roof is starting to go, so the house will soon follow if it's not demolished first for some other type of development. And taking a look here at this door, this has the old-fashioned jealousy windows on it. And I'm walking into spider webs and everything else in here. Let's see. I don't see a date on this. There's been a party or two going on in here. I checked this out before to see if there was a way in, and there's a way in on both these houses. And squatters have been here. This old country kitchen here. Now I suspect this house was a farmhouse at one point. And the reason I say that is that there's a barn on this property on this side of the road, and on the other side there's a small tract of land with a what I call a mini barn. I wish I could find a farmer that I knew that could tell me what those are really called. I'm sure it's not called a mini barn, but it's a real small little barn. Some small family farms still use them in addition to their regular barn. And so I think that there was a whole lot more property that originally went with this house, and it was originally a farmhouse. And the smaller house next door may have been a tenant farmer, and it may have been the original farmhouse, and as the farm grew, they built this large one. I don't know. Let's see what kind of stove this is. It's a Westinghouse right there. You can just barely see it. Old school analog type stove. And those are the best. Those things will last several lifetimes easily. And you can see the wall construction here. I couldn't find any information online as to when this house was constructed, but I did look at some examples of architecture from the 30s and 40s. And it appears that this house was built sometime in the 30s. The house next door is showing a construction date of 1930. And look at this old table. Now, I have never seen a table like that. And we've got a newspaper here. "2015 is the date on it, August 16th, 2015. Now, I don't know if that's more recent. The amount of decay here, it looks like a little bit more than 6 years, but if the roof was in bad shape when it was vacated, then could be. Little pantry here. And this is a nice little sunroom right here. And I seriously love that table. And this old antique table here. It's very nice. This was nice furniture back in the day. This wasn't cheap stuff for sure. All right, now go in here. Here's the bathroom, tile walls. And a little storage area. And there's a 2016 driver's manual. And a bathtub that wasn't, apparently wasn't used any longer. Somebody used it as a place to smoke while using the facilities. And the old commode check. And we'll see if I can find a date on this. Looks like the date has worn off. There's an inspection date there, but it looks like it's worn off. And I don't see another one, so. But that may be newer than what was originally here. Some personal items still left. That's kind of stuck. I'm not going to try to move that. And the old glass doorknobs. Somebody may have had ideas about fixing it up and gave it up when they saw what they were getting into. Here's where furnace is. Originally a closet. Welcome. And here is more of the beautiful beautiful paneling. This was a nice house at one time. Direct TV hookup. There is a satellite dish outside, so I don't know if that was 90s or we've already been here or later. May have been not only for television, it may have been for internet too. That looks like a modem. Looks like data cable. A couple of connectors on it. A couple of old school cable connectors. Get the camera to focus on it. There we go. One thing I missed while we were in the kitchen are these old light fixtures. Those are pretty. Quite old. And there's another one right down here. Let's head on other parts of the house here. And bags of clothes. There's a lot that got left behind here. Take a little side trip into the bathroom. Towel's still hanging up on the curtain rod, shower rod here. Trimmer. Let's see. Nope. And no power, of course. So I'm not sure exactly how long this place has been abandoned. It's been a while, but the last people who left a lot of stuff. See how these closets are made. And that looks like pine. Looks like somebody did a little bit of a paint job trying to texture it or something, it looks like. You can see the lines across it and everything, and it doesn't paint completely over. So, and when these this house was built, I doubt that this closet was here. I think this is probably a later addition. It looks like it's totally hand built. Back years and years ago, people didn't have a big bunch of closet space. It was enough to hang 2 or 3 things flat up against the wall, and that's about it. Another old doorknob with a skeleton key lock. Thought that was scroll work on it, but that's just rust. Cobwebs abound in here. And there is an upstairs to this place. We'll go there in a minute. This is a large house. It looks like squatters have been here, just leaving their trash in here. That's a shame. An old fireplace. Home sweet home. Yeah, I think there's been more than one party take place in here. And here's another room being used as a bedroom, and this looks like, well, there's some trash in some of those trash bags, but others looks like just personal stuff gathered up and never got taken off. That's a bag of trash. Some old-fashioned television sets. And these hardwood floors are really pretty. Back in the day, that was very nice, especially if the floor was waxed and shiny. They're really pretty. And I kind of wonder what happened to the original owners. Most of the time, somebody will pass away, and then the heirs don't care anything about it, don't want it. And it goes to ruin, which is a shame. I'll bet you that, yes, it is. Now this was fairly common in old houses right here. A little storage area like that, where you could sit by the window if you wanted. Again, this was a nice house at one time. This room up here, nothing in here. Another access to the attic area back there. I don't know what was there. That was most likely a wall heater, looked like, because there's no other heat up here. This would get chilly in the wintertime. Now here you can get a better look at these floors. Nothing in the room. And you can just imagine what these floors would look like, cleaned and waxed. It'd be beautiful. Now look out the window. Yeah, it's about to rain. And that door shaped to fit the angle of the roof right here. Another skeleton key lock. I think I can. There we go. A better shot at it. We're into another bedroom here. Closet. Now they use this undoubtedly in this window in order to ventilate the house in the summertime. This is a whole house fan, and you would be surprised at what a big difference that makes. Open your windows about 2 or 3 inches all the way around downstairs, and you could stay pretty comfortable even on the hottest days. These worked quite well. And this is pretty heavy duty right here. This looks like this is an actual attic fan. Still turns freely. Put power to that, it'd still work. And here are the eyelets for those hooks on it. So yes, I was right about the other room. Here's the wall heater. Get down here. A Rocon. Okay, that's it for the upstairs here. This is a good sized house, and this isn't all there is to it. There is a good sized garage apartment that you have to go outside and come back in order to access. Yeah. All right. Okay, we've seen everything there is to see in this part of the house. So let's head on over to the garage apartment and take a look at that. It has its own kitchen and everything. It's quite nice. Alright, we just came out the side door, same way we came in. This is going into the garage. A little closet somebody made. This was probably a workbench back here. Turn on the light. Yeah, another furnace. I'll tell you, there's somebody that had lots of Bojangles here. I don't see any evidence of it being a work area, but still could have been. Would have made a pretty nice one. there's a little table right here. So back here in this little area could have been a work area, and some old-fashioned glass fuses. Those have been around a day or two. Alright, let's see if we can get up here upstairs. And you can see the roof is going in a lot of places on this old house, and it's a shame. I wished I could have gotten here not long after it was vacated, but you know what you don't know, you don't know. It had been abandoned for quite some time before I figured that it was seriously abandoned. Here, there's a vent for the furnace. And I don't know if that rusted and fell off or somebody had ideas of swiping it. Now this right here is probably the original tank here. Well, I don't know. That says 97. Looks older than 97 though. But maybe it was a retro style that they purchased to fit in with the retro house. I mean, you can still get commodes and commode tanks like that look like that still. So that's what that looks like they did in order to fit in with the decor as much as possible. And this old tile right here, you can still get tile like this, but it's not put in the same way. This is put in painstakingly, one at a time, and grouted. Now it's in mats, where you can just put it on, install it on a wall. I don't know exactly how you do it and get it to adhere, but it comes in sheets, in other words. Which is no doubt invented by the guy who got so tired of putting this in one at a time and thinking, well, there's got to be a better way to do this. And all these towel racks are double. Hello, Exploration Nation. And nature is trying to take it back over and leave it to the vine to find a way in. You! Now that is not a Georgia mouse, or Georgia rat rather. That is a serious rat. And for those of you not from Georgia who don't know what I'm talking about, people in Georgia tend to call everything a rat. And I've seen them called deer mice and little field mice rats. So that's what I call a Georgia rat. Field mouse or a deer mouse. That's what I was talking about. And right here, more jealousy windows. Let's see, look at the opener on it. And yes, works very smoothly still. Put that back like it was. Nice. And this apartment had its own kitchen. Old school stove. Again, Westinghouse. And those big old coils on those burners. I'll bet you could boil water in no time flat on that thing. Let's see if there's a year on this. I can look this up later. If not, I'm not seeing a year. But I can look that up later and see how old this is. Now, I don't know what's up with the rocks and sticks right there. And a little towel rack. I've had these before. And there's been some wildlife in here. Little bird at some point. And more of the old jalousie windows in the door. We didn't take a look at this old printer over here. The size of this thing. Sharp SF7370. Well, that's not a printer, that's a copy machine. I'd say 1990s. That looks like the copy machines that I used to use years ago in the 90s. Let's see. No, nothing's still on it. Okay. Alrighty, well that's it. That's it for this old house here. We'll get some shots of the outside of it. I started inside because of all the traffic noise. The traffic noise is incredible here. We'll get some footage of that on the way out. This was a pretty house at one time.